Hey everyone, what's going on? I thought I'd make a quick video just talking about some of the stuff that I picked up in Japan this time around. And I'll start with some of the soy stuff because I do like soy stuff sometimes. One thing that we did quite a bit and probably spent more money on than I would like to admit is the UFO Catcher game. So in Japan they have these big game centers that have all of the arcade kind of stuff that you'll find most places in the world, but they also have just rows and rows of these, we would call them crane games, I guess here in the US, but they call them UFO Catchers. Rows and rows of these things, and the prizes range from anything from food items, big packets of food, to vinyl figures, to stuffed animals.
Is it gonna get it? Got stuck on the bar. Oh!
And we played quite a bit. We got some food stuff. Walking through some of these places, you'll see things from your childhood, and it's like $1 to play. So I played, I won a few things, and one of the things that I won was this guy. That's a Politoed. For those in the know, this is a Pokemon. This is a Gen 2 Pokemon. I don't really play Pokemon that much anymore, which is kind of ironic given what I'm about to show after this. But this guy was cute. I thought I'd try getting him, and I just happened to get lucky and get this little guy. And he's just kind of hanging around. I don't really have a place for him here on my desk or on any of my display cases or whatever, but yeah, I guess we'll keep him around. While we were in Japan this time, we went to quite a few of these second-hand stores called Hard Offs. And I'm hoping to do a video about Hard Off. I'm hoping it'll be one of these travel videos, although this might be the only opportunity that I have to show properly what is inside of a Hard Off. It's basically a giant second-hand store that only really focuses on hardware. And that can range from old VCRs to obviously old video game stuff, old video games. It's a super cool store. I love going there. We went there a number of times and I filmed inside quite a bit. I just don't know if I can make a proper video out of the footage that I got, but I love Hard Off. Hard Off is a really cool store. Book Off, Hard Off. So I'm going into all of these secondhand hardware stores and I'm seeing all of this old hardware, and specifically I'm looking at like Game Boys, Game Boy Color. I grew up playing on a Game Boy, portable gaming. I loved it. That was my era, was portable gaming. I had been thinking, you know, maybe I should buy one of these Game Boys and buy a couple games. It'll be cool to have. I'll play it on the flight home. And then I started thinking about some of the logistics behind it. So older Game Boys, they don't have a backlight. They don't have rechargeable batteries. And then I would have to buy all the games that I wanted for them, which isn't necessarily an issue, but then they're only in Japanese. Yeah, so there was just all of this baggage that came along with buying an old Game Boy in Japan, and specifically to play on the plane ride home. So I decided to just check and see how much a Switch Lite would cost me. Brand new, they're like, I think they're like $200 or something like that. But then I ended up finding a guy on Facebook who was selling one for $100. I picked up this Nintendo Switch Lite for about $98, brand new. The guy won it in one of those UFO Catcher machines, and he had already had a Switch, so he wanted to sell his. It's even the right color. It's that GameCube purple. So I got this. Good deal for a brand new Switch. I don't think I'll ever get a deal that good again. So Nintendo Switch Lite, grab that. And then obviously I had to get some games for it. I picked up 2 games. Pokemon Arceus. Yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't end up playing this that much, but it was only $16. And then I picked up Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake. And this was around $30. Might have been a little bit less than $30 actually. Both of these games you cannot find for probably less than $50 in the States. And both of these games I would never have picked up anyway if I hadn't have been able to get them for that price. So that's all the soy stuff out of the way. Let's get into the really cool stuff though, the stuff that will last a lot longer than Pokemon or Switch or whatever. So the first thing is this. So last year my wife's grandfather died, and he left behind a whole bunch of stuff. Not really specifically for anybody, but we had the opportunity to go to their old house and clean out a lot of the old stuff and keep some of it. And some of it is still in Japan, some of it is here, but he left a whole bunch of these behind. And if you don't know what this is, it's called masu, and it's specifically for drinking sake. Made entirely out of wood, and when they're fresh, when they're new, you get that really nice wood smell while you're drinking the sake. This one unfortunately leaks. I don't know if there's an easy way to fix that. I don't think these had been used in quite a while, so I think you probably would have to put water in it to let the wood expand, and then you'd be able to drink out of it. But this one leaks, so it just now sits here on my desk, collecting the pocket things that I take out of my pockets when I get back to my desk. So the next pieces are all art that I picked up. So this is a poster, or it was sold as a poster. I think it's actually an old board game that is based around sumo wrestling. And it's actually double-sided. There's something a little less interesting on the back. It's some sort of war game. You have some really great sumo artwork. It looks like some of these are directly taken from old photos. The time on this, I believe, is 1915 or 1916. I have two things here from that time period. One is 1915 and one is 1916. I don't remember which one is which, but very, very old, over 100 years old, apparently. I grabbed this because the art was really cool, the subject was really cool. Yeah, this, I'm hoping to get I'm probably gonna have to get a custom frame for this, because the size is a little bit weird. But for now, it stays in this plastic sleeve. The second piece of art is this huge map. So this is the first square. There are 9 squares this size. This is Chiyoda City, Chuo, and Ueno, I think. And it branches out further than that, but this is an old, like, Edo era map. This is a recreation, so it's not the original, and it does look like you can kind of see the seam on some of these where it looks like it was probably 2 or 3 maps, probably 2 maps joined together. I just really liked, I love the colors of this map, and the little illustrations. You have the little boats off of the harbor, and all of the neighborhoods. And it looks like possibly even names of different estates around the city. Eventually this will also get framed, and at that time I'll have to decide how to frame it. But I just really like the colors, I like the design of this map, so I grabbed it. Lastly, for posters, I already showed this off. I showed this off in the Asakusa video. There's probably a 30-second sequence that's dedicated to it, but it's this poster. This is also old. There's some text on here, there's some indicator that it was around the turn of the century, so at the beginning of the 20th century, so 1915, 1916, something like that. And I was immediately drawn to this just because of the colors. The colors are incredibly vibrant on this thing. You have the orange and the pink and the red, and everything is so bright, yet everything is distinct and you can see everything that's going on. I love this poster. I really want to get it again. I haven't done it with any of these, but I'm going to get it framed at some point. Really, really beautiful poster. That might be about it. That might be about everything that I wanted to show. There are probably a few more things that I'm forgetting, but they're so insignificant, I don't think it's really worth talking about. yeah, a lot of our money went less towards souvenirs and things like that, and it went more towards trips and food, especially. Let me know what you like the most. Let me know if there's anything I missed out on grabbing when we were in Japan. And that's about it. So I'll see you in the next one.